also until circuit condition is achieved. Okay, let's go. Oh, this is exciting. Ooh, look how slow we are. Oh my. Hello everyone, Thranxes here, and welcome back to Factorio, the Mega Factory Series Episode 6, where we've done a few changes in between the last episode and this one to get some work done. So the first thing I did was I installed a passenger rail system where you can get on board these and go to the four corners of the factory since they are very far away. We also parked some vehicles out there just to make travel a little easier. We're going to remove this. One of the other things we did, and we're actually going to do some of this on camera so we can talk about the problems that arose with this setup and how we're fixing them. So one of the things that I noticed, and here you can see I've already done it with the copper, is that this side of the buffer system for the top foundry or the second loading area over here was completely empty. And this one was almost full. And so what I realized is the chest configuration we had would not load from this side to this side, which is really what we want in an ideal situation. We want all the copper to be on the left. So what I went ahead and did was I added these buffer chests here and told them to request 2,000 copper plates. And then I did the same here. I changed these from passive providers to also request 2,000 from the buffer system. Now what that ensures is that these chests will have priority from the passives at the back end of this buffer system. Now if the problem is ahead of that, if the problem is the loading here, then we'll have to readdress this. But for now, this seems to fix the problem because as you can see, this side is slowly backing up, and because this side is maintaining a fully stacked belt, this side is starting to back up, and in fact, its buffer system will be full momentarily, which is good because we're using our copper at a phenomenal rate. Which brings me to something else I did, is I went ahead and wired up this 11 million copper system and set a train here, which we're going to send more there eventually, but for now it's just servicing one train. And then I went ahead and tapped this 5.1 million iron. It has no trains associated with it yet, but it is available should we need it moving forward. Okay, so down here in this section, what we're going to need is we're going to need to increase our factory a little bit to make up for some of the things that, well, they weren't in the game when we built this area, which is perfectly fine. Now this I'm going to want to copy, actually. Let me get rid of this ore and make sure I don't have any blueprints that I could do without. Okay, so we're going to take this blueprint, and I actually want to copy this setup because we're going to move it. So now that that's copied, let's go ahead and we're going to deconstruct this. I believe we'll leave some of the heavy power lines in place. Right, so we're going to have to stuff some of this fuel into the logistics system because, oh my goodness. All that nuclear fuel, wow. We're going to keep on with that. I want 2 on me at all times. Okay, all the rest is not needed. Alright, so we're going to designate an area to start building some of these things that weren't in the game when we built this factory that have been added in the 0.16. Things such as buffer chests. We don't have a dedicated area making buffer chests, and I very much wanted to move, yes, our little fuel section here over here. Now we have this issue with this RoboPort and power line system here in the way. I think we can afford to landfill this, so let's go ahead and request some landfill from the network. 100 will do just fine, and then we'll concrete it later because, as I've realized, there's also a refined concrete, which makes sense because the old concrete now looks kind of shoddy. And now that we have refined concrete and refined hazard concrete, which actually imparts a faster walking speed by 10%, we're going to need to have an area to manufacture these as well, which we're currently not, I don't believe. I wonder. Let's see what's on the network. I don't know. We are making iron sticks on the network. Okay, very good. Anyways, let's go ahead and landfill this up. We're not getting any water from here. And then we'll go ahead and put... There's our fuel generation right there. Perfect. So we'll get the fuel generation back online. We can go ahead and we can get rid of these now. And I don't think we need this rocket fuel on us. Okay, very good. That's good. So now we need a buffer chest. Well, what we really need is one of these that is blank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this one. And I'm sure I have a blank one somewhere, but we're going to go ahead and cancel you, and cancel you, and cancel you. All right, pretty simple. Now, people will still deliver the materials. They will retain their old sort of commands that were requested, but we're going to copy it now that it's blank so that we are able to make more, because we actually want to make quite a few different things to be able to get this artillery system up and running. And do we need the iron plates is the question. So it's going to be steel chests and electronic circuits. Let's just look at something for a second, because I'm sure that I made passive provider, storage, requester, buffer chest 7, just what I've thrown into storage. Okay, so we actually do need a buffer chest system. This requester chest is full of plates, which no more. That's not a thing. We're going to give all of these plates back except 100 of them. And at this point, I think we'll go back to requesting 100 copper plates as well. I don't like not having stuff on me. Okay, so now this requester chest needs to request double of what we need, and it only takes a half second. So let's multiply that by 10. It's going to be pretty fast. Right, we can't do productivity modules with these, so instead it's just going to be speed. Oh, that's going to make it even faster. Alright, let's say I'm thinking, how about 600 of these, and then we'll do 200 of these. And steel chests. We'll go ahead and say 100. And then we only want to keep, yeah, about 20 in storage. Okay, so that is calling robots off the network. Here come the chests. There we go. They're being made. We might have a request in that's too low. Perhaps we need to go to 200. We'll push this up to 3. We'll push this up to, well, really it's the steel chests that seem to be a problem. How many of those do we keep on hand at any given time? Seems like we should just be able to load them all up over here. 452 at any given time. Well, it'll catch up eventually. For now, let's just grab ourselves a stack and we'll let it keep going. Okay, so while we're letting that get straightened out, let's go ahead and implement the buffer system. We're going to let these refine. Let's implement the buffer system that I built on the copper side. Let's go ahead and we'll put it over here on the iron, and I'll explain kind of how it works in better detail. Iron, which is, wow, completely caught up on one, and almost caught up on the other. Wow, very nice, very nice. Okay, so we're going to turn these into buffer chests, and these as, wait, no. We're just placing them in random areas. The conveyor belt sort of got away with us there. Look at that ripple. It's going to go boom, and then it's going to pull from here. Yep. And now it's caught up. I love that. All right. There we go, buffer chests there, and those are still passive providers, which is good. And then same thing. Buffer here. Buffer there. Okay, now one important thing we need to change while we're doing this is we need to come over here to these requesters that are requesting from those sections and tell them, yes, you need to request from buffer chests. That is not optional. You can see we're just going to sort of copy that one setup to all of them. Okay, and they should all be requesting from buffer chests. Excellent. Now we're going to come over here to these buffer chests and say, hey, you should at all times have 2,000 iron in your storage. And we'll just copy it right across, verify the copy went through, indeed. And then the same thing here. Copy all the way across, requesting 2,000. And even though it's not a problem now, this is going to avoid any such situation where the chests on the right of the buffer system are full and the chests on the left are not, because ultimately our throughput is what we're trying to maximize. Now that I've shown how it works, I'm going to go ahead and set up the steel to be the same way, and I'll bring you back when we go on to the next item. Okay, so we're back over here at the main station now. We have our logistic buffer system built in for all of the steel, copper, and iron. And then we also have, yep, plenty of buffer chests here to be requested at a moment's notice for any build that we might require more of them for. Now, I cleaned out my inventory a good bit. We're not going to need that one anymore, but this blank one we're going to need. So let's go ahead and I think we'll just do one here, and then we'll just do one here as well. So we can start looking at some of these new items. Now, the first thing I want to look at is combat. Artillery shell is 8 explosives, 4 explosive cannon shells, and 1 radar per shell. My goodness, takes 15 seconds to make one. That's not too bad. Let's go ahead and queue that up. So we'll queue up 2 of these. And we'll give you some speed modules just to help you go as fast as you can. So it's 8, 4, and 1. Let's go about 160, and then explosive cannon shells. Whoa, we don't need that many. We'll just do 80. And then radar. We should be able to make radar relatively fast. Let's see, radar. Oof, no, we don't need that many. Probably just need 20. And that will keep it going relatively fast. I'm going to open this up, though, because I don't know how much these stack to, and I know we're going to need a lot of them. That's relatively fast. That's not bad. Oh, they only stack in ones. So we'll likely need more than one of those. Oof, goodness, if that's the case. I could put them in an active provider chest and just start ferrying them into storage en masse. I think that's what we'll do. Rather than build more of them, we're going to be smart about this. Okay, so we're going to tell these inserter arms that according to the logistics network, do not run if, or actually no, enabled condition would be if artillery shells are less than, how many are we going to want in reserve? This is going to make quite a few of them. I don't know how much a thing holds. Let's start with 400. We can always change it. Okay, so now you should have the same thing. Right. You will enable when there are less than 400 artillery shells on the network. This chest holds 48. Now, if I change this to an active provider chest, which I almost always keep one of these on me at all times. I can't believe I don't have one on me. There's only so many. I need larger logistics requests to be put in. That's all. I just need more. I don't need those. Somewhere a lonely little robot is bringing me one purple chest. Thank you. Okay, so now we'll take this and we'll put it here. And now the robots should be coming to pick up all those artillery shells and take them to storage. Boom, there we go. And new ones are being generated. Let's up this to 100. Well, it doesn't look like the robots are able to keep up. That's interesting. Let's go look at our production for explosives and radar and explosive shells. Let's see how they're doing, because they're probably in a frenzy. They don't get used all that often. Uh-oh, we're taking damage. Oh, that's acceptable. That's a little outpost we were using to clear this copper that we never used. How are we doing here with explosives? They are being used up faster than they're being created. I don't want to have to recreate an explosives area. So, but we will if we have to. Now, they use explosives are being consumed in order to, yes, in order to make these as well, which also require explosives, but are also made relatively slowly. I think we can open this up to another row, perhaps? No. We'll leave it like that, I guess. This seems to be keeping up, actually. This is not being consumed all that much. Right, so the limfac appears to be explosives. Oh, let's go check the radar. Because the radar is also used for satellites, but I believe the radar is made incredibly quickly. Yeah, in half a second. Okay, it doesn't use really anything that's a problem to get. Okay, so we'll have all the radar we'll need forever. Explosives. And they caught back up. So that's 400 shells into storage. That wasn't that bad at all. Oh wait, no, they're still going. Let's check the logistics and see exactly how many we have in storage. 172. And these aren't having to stop at all. I find it hard to believe our explosives caught up. That's incredible. Okay, well, not to look a gift horse in the mouth. So we'll have all the artillery shells we need. That's great. Okay, so over here, we want to make artillery turret. No, we want to drive the artillery on a train right into the heart of bug country. That's what we're looking to do. We need to start going for the deep ore deposits. Yes, an artillery wagon. Oh my goodness, that's a bit expensive. Okay. So we're going to give you some speed modules as well. And I dare say we're going to limit your storage to not that many at all. We're going to start with 6. Yeah, they're pushing that side. We're going to have to take the fight to them here pretty soon. Wow. Okay, a lot of materials. 40 steel plate. let's go with double it times 10, so 800. This will be 200. Then it's going to be 400. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's go. All right, so it's going to be 400 of these, and then for the pipes, it's going to be 320. It's going to be a ton of engines. Wow. 64 engine units. So doubling times 10, that would be 1280. I don't know if I want to keep that many engines in here. That's a lot of engines. I don't even know if we have that many engines built into the buffer system, and engines are created slowly. Are we just not keeping engines on hand at all? That's impossible. Okay, 15,000. Yeah, what am I worried about? The problem is it's slow to make more. Let's see how fast these are made. 4 seconds, but it's sped up a lot. Yeah, that's... So you'll be able to have these on call. Oh, they stack. Oh, 10 it is. Perfect, that's not so bad. All right, so now we have artillery, and we have the nuclear fuel, and we also have artillery shells, the wagons and the shells. Explosives, we're just going to take a peek at our explosives real quick. Let me over there. Okay, more than caught up, not a problem. I believe we're still producing artillery shells? No. Okay. So they should stop now. How are the engines doing? Actually the engines are over here. Are they not? Right. So that's where we convert them to electric engines. And then these are all the engine... This is the engine production fields. Have I labeled that? Yeah, the propulsion lab. I should have looked. Seems like they've refilled their buffer rather quickly, though. Nope. Nope. This is where they came from. Yep. Engines take some time. They don't come easy. But we have lots of production. Alright, well now we need a place to load and unload our artillery wagon. And I think right over here is going to be the perfect spot. This will be the spot where we will arm them. This will be the armament location. And it's going to... It's going to get a little squirrely here. Do I want it to do all of that? I feel like no. I feel like that benefits no one. Let's undo all of that. And we're just going to curve it down. I am not sure how much of this we're going to... excuse me. Not sure how much of this we're going to need, but what I know is that the artillery wagons are going to need to be loaded, and if we want to automate the loading process, armament loading, if we want to automate that process, then we're going to have to have them at a straight section because you can't load them with arm receivers at an angle. Okay, let's see. What do I not need? I don't think I need any more of these on request. And I don't need you on request just yet. I can use that another time. So what we need to do is request some locomotives. Let's start with 3. And some artillery wagons. We'll start with 9. We'll see how long that goes. It's going to be 12 containers. That's quite a bit. In fact, if we're going to do that, which that's not if, we are, let's go ahead and open up the amount of artillery we want in reserve. Let's go ahead and set it to 800. There we go. That'll work. Because we want enough to load every train all at once. And I don't know how many they're going to hold. So let's start. Let's see. So the first wagon, and then we can do 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to need another locomotive. 1, 2, 3, and then another locomotive. 1, 2, 3. That's pretty exciting. I do like that. Let's change the color to sort of like a orangish. I don't know. The artillery's kind of got this golden metallic look. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Now that looks too much like the sulfuric acid train. We'll just make it green. Green. Okay. All right, and we're going to need lights and power and all of that wonderful stuff. Let's get some rail signals down so the train knows when it can leave and when it has already gone. And then we need one here as well. Okay. Well, we don't need that second one, but I do that just as a fail-safe. Or actually, no. I want this one further down so that if a train comes here by mistake or something, it's at least going to wait here on this stretch and not clog up the track, hopefully. Although if it's this one that's 9 long, it will. So for lights, before we do that, I believe this is the blueprint for loading nuclear fuel. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to change you to there and deconstruct that one. All right, for roboports, I'm thinking it's going to be sort of just a straight line from here. And then, of course, we'll pull up a few in the middle. So we have walkways to cut through. Looks good to me. Now, for our lamps, we can go ahead and just do one kind of every other one, right? This one will be 2 like that. And then this one will go back to every other one. And I guess we'll get an extra roboport right here and a light there just to make it nice and symmetrical. Substations be the obvious way to power everything kind of all at once. So we'll go substation here and we'll just kind of drag it like this. Make sure everything's good and connected, and then with high tension power lines, we should be able to connect it to the grid, and voila! We're in business. Let's give our robot friends a pit stop. Now these are temporary, these will likely not stay like this, but this will ensure that if there's a lot of materials to be moved, they have points that they can recharge their precious little batteries on. And then we'll just connect it here. We'll get it kind of reinforced on the power grid for now. Okay. Looking good. Now what we need... I wonder how many artillery shells they hold. Let's see how this works. So if I'm going to request, let's say 48 artillery shells, because that's how many the chest can hold. Let's see how this works. Armament loading, we might as well make you green, and then at the same time we're going to add armament loading until inventory full. And circuit condition, right. And circuit condition. I don't want it to try to depart yet. So it looks like, they do stack in here. I was going to say that would be pretty heartbreaking if they do not. Okay, so they absolutely do hold more than 48. So we'll double up. We're at least going to double up. And let's see what they can hold. And that looks like, at least 100. There it is, 100. So 2 will just about take care of it. So let's go ahead and... Oh, I don't know which of those is which. Okay. Well, this will make it easy. Let's... Oh, hold on. I need to label them. I need the icon to change, actually. Fuel chest. No, it can stay that, but also, yeah, we'll add the fuel. Like that. Yep. Okay, the other one is much more temporary, and we're just going to double it up like that. And say here, there, there. So now 800's actually not really enough to load the train instantaneously, although our production might be able to keep up with demand. Perhaps not. Let's go ahead and we'll just clean set these to 900 because that's how many it takes to load up this train. 900 artillery. That's pretty exciting. That's quite a bit. And the train is fully fueled and ready and raring to go. So now we just need to go and set up a good place to attack first. Lots of options. Sort of looking to hit where the pollution is the hardest, but the size of the nearby deposits will also play a pretty significant role. So over here we have, I thought that was more copper than that. We have 19 million copper there, 14 million, 29 million iron, and 28 million iron, 34 million iron, 20 million copper, 55. Oof, this area looks significant. 28 million, 15, 28, 16, 34. This area is good too, so I'm thinking the new perimeter walls for the factory will likely cut across this way. Meet this body of water, cut across here at the top to meet this body of water, barrier there. This looks to all be separated in here. Yep, separated. So then we just would have to bring this wall from here. We'd have to bubble it out because I would want to include these iron deposits. Then again, it would be smart to go to the largest uranium deposit. There just aren't a lot of large ones. 8.2, that's sort of in that direction. Perhaps we need to drive the train up here, I'm thinking. We'll drive it up here into this corner and we'll just sort of park it. That's what we'll do. Okay. Now let's make sure we have everything we need. We're going to need more turrets. Let's grab 100. Then we have power lines. These aren't needed anymore. Okay, thanks. Don't need you. I believe that's pretty good. Okay, so while we're waiting on the network to bring us laser turrets, what we're going to do, we'll talk about what we're going to do, is we're going to extend the railway out. Actually, what am I doing? I don't want to be here. This is what I built passenger rail for. Oh, let's talk about how the passenger rail system works. No lights over here? See, I've been using night vision for quite a while. Oh, that's so dangerous, Thranxes. Don't do that. been using night vision on my armor modifications for so long that I forgot just how dark it can get. So we're just going to fix this real quick. Yep. And from here, we're going to go down to here. Just like that. And of course, it's daytime now. We don't need it. Woo, look out. All right, so the passenger terminal is set up with specific terminals at the edges of the factory on the four corners. And this is the main terminal. Now, these trains are all set to automatically drive to the main terminal. So when you get in a train, you always get in the one in the front. It assumes the trains will be brought back here to the main terminal when you're done. So you get in a train, and the train is not going to go anywhere. It's set to automatic. It has all of the passenger terminals programmed into it. It's waiting for a circuit condition that will never be met. And then you just pick where you want to go. So we actually want to go to the northwest terminal. And as you can see, the other trains will drive forward to fill in the position. And we're going to swing right over here. There we are. Northwest passenger terminal. It's sort of northwest. It's more north center, but it's the northwest of the four. The other one is over here, and then there's one here, and then there's one all the way down, down there. Okay. So here we are. The first thing we're going to need is a rail connection that can bypass this passenger rail. Look at that. Professional. Would you believe me if I said I planned it out that way? No, I wouldn't believe me either, really, to be honest. All right, get off the railroad. Okay. So now this gives us a direction. We need a chain signal here and a rail signal here, actually. Boom, there you have it. And this train, go ahead and prepare those turrets. It's going to come out here through the wall, and that's where we're going to continue it. Okay. So I believe for now we have the rail kind of jutting over this way, and instead we want to change it to be more of the other direction. We're going to go ahead and queue up mass deconstruction here for our robots. And this will get us a lot of rail. Oh, look, there's a vehicle out here. Wow, how long has that been the case? I don't even know. All right, well, we're going to drive it back. Oh, the fuel will tell us. Solid fuel. Yep, pretty old, actually. All right, let's go ahead and drive the vehicle back. Once the nuclear fuel kicks in, we should start driving much faster. Ooh, watch out for the vehicle, or the trees with the vehicle. Okay, from here, we're going to go ahead and bring the rail pretty far over. So let's just, I believe I can do this from inside the vehicle. Look at that. Just gonna drive the train right through the trees? Of course not. I'm gonna dig a little tunnel through them. Trees are on fire. I might have used fire to get rid of a lot of bugs that were living here when we were first cleansing this area. Alright, make sure we're going straight. Thank you. I think we'll just run this tree out of the way. Come on, you can do it. Very good. Alright, where are we? You know what? I'm just going to draw the rail, and I'll bring you back. Yeah, how does that sound? Okay, so I built the rail all the way out pretty much to where we want to go, and I'm driving the passenger train out here because we're going to have to go back and forth a little bit. But what I want this to do is sort of weave itself into a little trail here. it's going to be big enough for our train, and then it exits. Okay, that being said, I don't think we have enough walls and gates, but we're going to go ahead and plan it out. So the idea is that these walls will be like this. We're going to put a gate through here. They're backwards. Make sure your gates are facing the proper way. Excellent. And then we're going to just bridge this up here, and we're going to wall all of this in here. Certainly ran out of walls. That's okay. You can start to see the idea. As I understand it, when these when the artillery opens fire on the nests, it will draw the attention of the bugs. And for that reason, we need to be able to park this thing at a place where its range will be able to make the most use out of the nests around it. This might even be a bit too far. We should really put it right up in their business, but we'll see. We can always, once we have a copy, we can always find out exactly what it needs, deconstruct it, print it, move it, all of that good nonsense. I think this one is going to end up coming down like this, so we'll do it here, like that. There's our gates. Now we can start to put our turrets down. I don't think we can expect much in the way of an attack on this side. In fact, we sort of have the water here to buffer us. I would imagine, because they can't really come around, so they're all going to come spilling out of this side. So this front end, is going to bear the brunt of it. And if that's the case, then what I think I will do is just borrow our wall blueprint like this. And we don't quite have the room to do it there, so we're going to have to rip it up, which is fine. The beauty of robots. In fact, let's go ahead and pull this one up as well. And then we can use the same design for this side here, like this. Like that. This one is going to be more like this. Look at that. It's looking marvelous. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fortify this front end significantly. Let's make sure when we go back we have enough walls to finish the job. And we should get more turrets as well. All right. And, we're going to have to work out the power line system as well. Oh, no path. That's unfortunate. Okay, well, let's go to manual. I'm just going to drive all the way back manually on the rail. And we'll get more supplies, and we'll go back and we'll finish the job. Okay, so we're back. We've got plenty of materials. We should be able to do this without incident. And so we're going to, let's see, overlay these like this. And then we're going to bring this wall down. Like this. Nope, it didn't like that. So let's go ahead and what we'll do is we'll just get rid of this for now. Just to make it easier for us, right? We'll go like that. Perfect. Let's go ahead and wall this up here. And then this section here can be deconstructed. This is where our other gate will go. And from there we have our next defensive position. And we can't do it quite like that. Well, it's going to give us a little bit of a challenge. Nothing worth doing is easy, right? Okay, so then from here, once we have it though, the beauty of Factorio, once we have it, we will be able to copy and paste it at our leisure. Boom. And at this point, we're going to have to tie the rail line back together again. Voila. We have a nice little area to come and park our artillery and open fire. Now the question is, well, first of all, it's not powered. That's kind of a big problem. But the main thing is, are we going to have enough defenses like this? Let's see. If they attack this soft area here, we might have to butt it right up to the gate like that. And then sort of the same thing here. We're going to need... Let's get rid of that light. Let's double up that defense, and then we're going to triple up this one. That sort of puts everything into perspective. We'll add a light there. This is a pretty serious defense. Now don't get me wrong, if we look at our bonuses here, laser turrets are currently sitting at 510% damage, 220% shooting speed. That is to say, we've researched laser turret damage up to number 12, 16,000 for the next bonus. We might do that. I believe we could actually knock that out fairly quickly. So let's go ahead and process our 16,000 research while we're doing this. And I'm also going to layer these turrets on this side because, as we established, this side is going to get the worst of it. I think that's good. I don't see a need to overdo it. These turrets are incredibly powerful, and though some of the walls have failed, I can't imagine... Well, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. For now, we need to take ourselves a high distance power line. I'm going to get this thing all powered up. And if you didn't know, you can just hold down the button and it will automatically distribute itself wherever a power line is needed so that you get the most distance out of the wire. Now, to be honest, I don't even know if the car is faster to get up there. With all these exoskeleton legs on my power armor. Oh, it is a little quicker by car. It's definitely faster by train, but I don't trust myself to put these in while driving the train. Boom, and we have power. Okay, let's go take the train back. We're going to take the PAX train all the way back to the main terminal so that it is not on the track. Our little two-way switch worked just fine to switch back to one-way. And our laser turret damage is actually almost complete. It's pretty fast. We are going to start seeing some of our production lines taxed. Yep, as you can see, they're starting to pull from red and green circuits. Nothing really profound, though. Just all we've lost is the blue mark, meaning that the materials are in use, but we haven't even gone to the second green light yet, and we're already seeing the laser turret damage is almost complete. So that being said, let's get ready to go drive a train full of artillery and go blow up a bunch of bugs. This is going to be magnificent. Before we go, I do want to, yes, launch some rockets so that our space science is not falling behind on the buffer. I'm just going to go ahead and launch them all. Okay, now we're going to head over to the artillery. Bye-bye, rockets. There's our laser turret damaged. So currently the bonus sits at 580 and 220. Next one would be 32,000 for another 70%. I don't want to do that. 32,000 research will actually tax the system moderately, and I just wanted to keep the production lines flowing with some research, but I don't want to do any big research yet. We are slowly using up our copper deposits. Okay. Ooh, I'm kind of excited. So I'm going to say that this is always going to be driven manually. The next one, though, is going to be defensive position beta. Also until circuit condition is achieved. Okay, let's go. Oh, this is exciting. Ooh, look how slow we are. Oh my. Big train coming through. That's right. That's right. About to open up the map. There we go. Still got up to full speed. Just takes a little bit. As long as we don't have to slow down for another train on the tracks, we'll be good. Okay, now as I understand it, the artillery should be in position, but it won't fire until the train comes to a full and complete stop. Okay, look, so we had plenty of room. We could actually add more. We could add a line of locomotives, and then... Huh. Ooh, no, there they go. Oh my. Who are you shooting at? Oh, that one. Oh, here they go. Indeed. Oh, we could have made this bigger. In fact, we're going to have to. Whoa, you guys are firing backwards. Are there like little worm nests here? In the forest, there are. And look at that. The radar on the artillery shell lets you see where they're firing. Oh, that is magnificent. It's Armageddon for the bugs. This is just beautiful. What's the range, I wonder? Still firing in that direction. Oh, this is just so magnificent. Are the bugs even coming this way? I was under the impression the bugs would get angry that we're blowing up their stuff and they would attack us. It doesn't appear like they are, or at least they can't figure out the pathing. They're trying to. Okay, either that's our range, or they're out. They are not out. Not at all. That's our range. So we definitely need to drive up further into their business. What if we went to artillery shell range? Oh, it's already up pretty high. It'd be 64,000 for another one. So we just have to drive the train tracks further in. And I might look at adding more locomotives. In fact, let's go ahead and let's do that. Go back to armament loading. Oh, this is so neat. We're going to get this nice and dialed in. Now, I know the artillery can shoot further if you use it in manual mode, but the idea is to be able to queue this thing up to make an automatic trip, fire until it has inactivity, and then return so that I don't even have to be there. Like, I'm going to watch it the first time or two, but eventually we're going to print these battle stations, or these defensive positions all over, and we're going to have, hopefully, multiple artillery trains, or just one really big one. Okay. So here is where my head is at with this. I'm thinking... See, but if I put locomotives in the middle, how will they get loaded? It has to be an incredibly long line. Okay, then we just take the railroad out further. There's always an easy solution. Okay, that's going to work nicely. Let's go ahead and put back on request. Let's see, at least 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that might be tough. Let's see what we can do. We'll try 2 locomotives and 6 artillery wagons. I don't know if that's going to work. I do know we can go ahead and copy this like this. Are you going to bring me my stuff? Okay, here we go. Locomotive. And then artillery wagon, 1, 2, 3, right. And then locomotive and artillery wagon, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's starting to turn. Oh, I don't know if that's going to be able to load it. Can I scoot the stop forward just one more, maybe? No, that is the... Well... We might as well take a look and see if it can load it before we begrudge it. Oh, we needed the whole thing. I was like, why isn't it working? Because we sort of needed the whole thing. So it'd be like this, and sort of like that. See, if we measure it out ourselves, then it won't be so haphazard. We're going to need one here and one here. Why not? It does look like it can load it. It can load it. Very good. Very good. Okay, it's no longer symmetrical, but we can live with that. What happened to loading it up with more locomotives, Thranxes, to make it faster? Yeah, we might have done a disservice there. Let's see. I'm almost positive that you cannot load on these weird in-betweens, but let's see. Perhaps you can. Yeah, I'm not going to hold my breath. We'll see. Actually, I can put one in here. It did fuel it. That's exciting to know. That stands to reason it would do it here as well. And it does. Okay, we've lost a turret. Oh, this east side. Probably should have pushed out there. Well, we're going to have to go and handle that. That's a thing. And we're going to need about 600 more artillery on demand. Because waiting for it to reload is just so darned slow. So let's go ahead and, let's see, 600 more. That would be 1,500. So as long as that's not the case, just keep on manufacturing. Not enough explosive shells. Hold on. Churning them out just as fast as they can. Okay, we're going to hold more in reserve now. It's the easiest way to do that. They'll keep making them. It'll catch up eventually. Well, okay, I want to take the train back out, but we're running out of time for the episode, so I'm going to go ahead and address the defenses on the east, and then we're going to move the defensive position out, and then we'll do the train artillery firing a second time deeper into bug territory. Ah, look out! Okay, we're back. We've moved defensive position beta up to somewhere very fierce. Oh, we're not quite fully loaded here. We're very close, though. Very close. Almost at 100. And these locomotives have fueled, wow, completely properly. That's amazing. Hopefully that'll give us a little bit of a push, so we won't be so slow. Now we move defensive position beta up and into the heart of bug country. I actually had to put turrets alongside the long-distance power lines to protect them. It did end up that the wave of bugs did eventually attack the old defensive position beta. But from what I could see, there was no real damage. I mean, a little bit of damage, but nothing was missing. Nothing was missing. And artillery wagons are all full. Ah, they might as well be. Enough with the waiting. I want to park this somewhere it's going to do some real damage against the bugs. Defensive position beta, please. Still so slow, even with the extra locomotives. There we go, we're up to full speed as long as we don't have to stop and wait for anybody. Doesn't look like it. Alright, we've departed the main line, so it's smooth sailing from here all the way to the bunker. Looking good. This is going to be nice. We might even have room to add a few more now that I know I can load around turns. Let's make this something astounding. And looks like we have plenty of room. We could, in fact, add more. Look at that. Oh, here they go. They're so angry. Oh, they're firing in the woods. Boom. Shredding them. I love it. Oh, look at it. It was Armageddon for you bugs. Just hail of gunfire. Oh, turrets are engaging. They're trying to answer the assault. It's okay, I don't think they'll be able to. I feel like we're pretty safe here. Wow, look at it. Just culling the nests. No more eating pollution for you. No. Oof. They're starting to mass, though. This wave could be pretty serious. Hopefully the laser turrets will hold their ground. Still just opening fire. I love it. And as the rounds illuminate new targets, the artillery searches for it and finds it. Laser turrets seem to be holding fairly well, except over here we lost one. No big deal. Oh. Yes, we're going to take over the wilderness with this technology. For sure. Just opening fire. 66. Still have quite a bit of artillery to go. They appear to be sweeping out kind of in outward rings. Look at this. Oh, look at that. Oh my. Good thing this is the side we reinforced with extra turrets. No problem, no problem. How much power are we pulling right now? Only 4.8 gigawatts, that's nothing. I'm not even researching right now. Okay, the wagons are below half now. Still finding targets of opportunity. They are definitely sweeping back and forth like a pair of windshield wipers, getting the closest targets first and working their way out. 32 million iron, 45 million copper. No uranium. None up here anyways. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Maybe this corner needs a little bit extra. Sure, why not? No problem. Oh, they're coming down through the side. If they get our if they get our power lines, everything's going to come to a screeching halt. So my inclination is to say that we're going to reinforce some of these power lines here. I don't want them sneaking around and doing their squirrely bug stuff. Down to 3. Ooh, we're out. Out of artillery. And look at the carnage. Oh, that definitely pushed everybody back outside of the pollution ring. So none of these nests will be creating new bugs anymore, except some of these might. But at this point, every artillery cannon is empty. Oh, we could load up more. We could load up more. I don't still have them on me. I do. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. Well, we can load them on a turn. We'll just bring more next time. Look at that. It'll be 300 more rounds. That's 1,500 nests we just vaporized. And this whole little pocket up here. That's great. Well, that's where we're going to wrap up the episode while we let the defensive position mop up the rest of the bugs. We're going to take this thing back and rearm it, assuming that the ammunition is stocked in the chests properly, as it should be. Which it is not. It is trying to get there. We're requesting a lot of rounds kind of all at once. We shoot them definitely faster than we make them. For darn sure. That being said, this has been Factorio, the Mega Factory Series, Episode 6. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've had a good time watching, because as always, I've had a good time playing. So come back next time as we begin to settle on some higher deposits of resources and start to talk about pushing the next big tier of research. But until next time, take care.